Podcasting from Woodstock, Georgia, welcome to Soul Solutions, a show where we overcome our fears and our limiting beliefs. I'm your host, author, and certified life coach, Terry Kozlowski. Hello, warriors. Is your mindset preventing you from creating a better future? Are you able to reframe your perspective from one of negativity to one of optimism? I have an exercise that will help you tune into your soul's voice and change the way you see things so that you can live a boundless life. The show notes contain the link to this free tool. Don't continue to let the egoic voice limit what you can do and your future. Now let's begin this week's episode. Episode 188. Why it's important to understand your past isn't an indication of your future. People ruminate on the past, who's wronged them, and the things that are absent from their lives. People imagine past events as though they were still happening now. They use who they were in the past to define their future. The issue with defining oneself in the present from your past is that it keeps you bound to the past. This self-imposed limitation asserts that everything about your past determines how you will behave in the future. Your future hasn't been written yet. The decisions you make will continue to shape who you can be. When you are a child of an alcoholic like I was, you learn from a very young age the signs to look for so you aren't in the line of fire when the next violent episode occurs. And the feared incident always happens. Consequently, you become conditioned to react to these indications. As an adult, you see evidence that because bad things have happened in the past doesn't mean more bad things will occur. Not every slurred speech or stumbling from another person will cause harm. Therefore, you can determine that the past doesn't have to repeat itself. Although this may take time to realize, it doesn't have to. You're shaped by your past. The good news is you are not bound to it. You can move beyond the difficulties of your past and into something far better. The main reason you don't have to repeat the past is because you can learn from it. Your mindset determines your future. You often have feelings and attachments to the past. The past can be hard to let go of. It affects you emotionally. Yet you have a choice to make, an option to choose a different outlook, a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is the idea that you believe your attributes and abilities are inherently fixed and cannot be changed. For example, you may think that you're as smart as you'll ever be, and therefore that thought process causes you not to even try to learn new things. Since you don't believe your intelligence can grow with time and experience, then you can't change, and your future will be the same. A growth mindset is the exact opposite. This mindset is founded in the conviction that your basic abilities can be cultivated and are malleable. This allows one to grow with enthusiasm, time, and a commitment to improving, learning, and becoming greater than before. With a growth mindset, failures are short-term setbacks, and the process is usually more important than the outcome. So with a growth mindset, your future is never predetermined. It's boundless. The fixed mindset is the most common mindset and the most harmful. So you need to know which mindset you favor so you can learn from the past and then choose a different future. You can change your mindset just by thinking. Reframing your past to serve you better. Your world is the one you make through your decisions. So is the one you remember from your past. Change the significance of the experiences if what you remember is difficult or negative. Examine the experiences that are preventing you from moving forward and try to see them from a more positive perspective. Reframe your rejection to believe it was a sign from the universe directing you to a better place. If you have ever failed at something, consider it a lesson in building resilience for a better future. Accepting your history serves as a springboard and a means of getting ready for the future once you can no longer imagine a better ending for it. The way you identify who you have been and how you envision who you will be next combine to form who you are today. Take care of the narratives you accept and write about yourself. Take deliberate steps and embrace the lessons learned from the past and opportunities that lie ahead. These are the components of who you are right now. The gifts that make up your current existence have been your experiences. A clear vision for your life is essential as you attract what you focus on. Your destiny is entirely within your control. Even if you can't control everything in life, you can still do great things if you accept responsibility for your actions, grow from your mistakes, and have a clear vision. Everybody changes, so the future will differ from the past. As an adult, you have experienced enough of life to see that one constant is change. You grow, circumstances transform, people develop. All of this is observable. Therefore, if everybody changes, then the past can't indicate the future. Even those around you that don't seem to have a desire to grow still change. They are based on the circumstances that occur in their life and by the choices they make. Not making a choice is still choosing, which impacts one's life that doesn't allow things to stay the same. Thus, despite a lack of growth, the future will differ from the past. As you develop, how you perceive the past is altered and reframed. You learn from the past and determine ways to prevent unwanted situations. You make informed decisions and take responsibility for your choices so that you can move forward towards your goals and dreams, thus validating that you are creating a better future than your past. My aha moment came when I realized my past was holding me back because I allowed it to. I embraced both the idea that I had total autonomy to decide in the present and the reality that I couldn't change the past, only reframe it. Then I chose to forgive anyone who has wronged me, as well as myself, for my previous missteps. And you can do the same by making that choice, making your future better than your past. As you have seen, in order to improve your future, you have to believe that it is possible. This may take a bit of courage to overcome your fears and move towards a growth mindset. Here are some ways to help you with that process. Number 1, find your tribe to create the future you desire. You may have to cut ties with those people in your life that keep you fixated on negativity. The girlfriend who's always teasing you about the mistake you made years ago has no bearing on the present, except that it keeps your ego in a place of embarrassment every time she mentions it. The people who remind you of your failings or missteps are focusing on the negativity of the past. You may need to spend less time with these people. Instead, focus on those people who are encouraging, the ones who are excited when you try new ventures or take a class. This is your tribe, the ones who look at your best attributes and speak positively to you. They remind you of the successes you've had and inspire you to keep moving forward. Make new friends in the areas that you are growing. It's helpful to have someone learning with you and to discuss and problem solve together. Releasing those people from your life that have a negative influence on you is an important step to safeguarding that your future doesn't resemble your past. By ensuring that you have people who are positive and encouraging around, you help yourself enlarge the possibilities of a better and boundless future. Number 2, let go of the past and its attachments. Fear of loss is a common concern, like an anxiety of losing a job and the grief of losing a friend. The harsh reality is that you will lose things and loved ones. It's the natural course of life. Nonetheless, being anxious about the future or worried about the past does nothing but keep you from being fully present and working towards your goals. The fear of loss can cause many to stay in a mode of indecision and procrastination throughout the course of their lives. People grow attached to the stuff in their lives, things like their profession, their prominence, their income, their lifestyles, etc. To pursue a change would mean relinquishing some of these things that are now associated with a part of your life. Because of this aversion to loss, many people choose to put their dreams on hold continuously. By becoming less attached to the things in your life, you overcome the fear of loss. This enables you to move forward towards your goals and build a better future for yourself. Number 3, accepting what is stops the struggling. By learning to be thankful for your current situation, one changes the focus from lack to having enough. This is important from a universal perspective. Acceptance for what is allows peace to enter your life instead of feeling that you are fighting just to get by. Part of acceptance is gratitude for everything you have, which includes any hardships, as they are there for you to learn something. The fastest way through adversity is to ask the universe, what lesson are you to glean from this experience? Then you have to get quiet and discern how this situation can teach you something about yourself or how you relate to the world around you. One of the best ways to help you see the good in your life is a gratitude journal. It's easier to write a few items each evening that happen during your day which you are grateful for. They can be things like the beautiful sunrise you witnessed while driving into work, or your child passed their math test even though he struggled with the homework. You have things in your life to appreciate, and this is where you need to focus your attention in order to shape the vision you have for your future. Number 4, small steps towards a better future. Growth and development don't happen overnight. It takes time. And you want things to happen quickly as you are impatient with yourself. But you need to be kind, give a little self-care and self-love. Pay attention to the incremental steps you take as you grow. It took me over 2 years before I could meditate daily. I wanted to, but I had to overcome obstacles within myself in order to accomplish this goal. First, I set the intention to meditate daily, but I had focus issues. So I had to work on being able to quiet my mind so that I could focus. Once I accomplished that step, I added meditation to my calendar because if it's on my calendar, I do it. This entire process could be frustrating, but I focused on each incremental step, not the end result. Now I wouldn't begin my day without first meditating. So whatever you are trying to accomplish, set up steps along the path so you can have minor victories along the way. This ensures you will continue to move forward even if you run into a time of struggle. Being able to see that you overcame previous difficulties encourages you to continue until you accomplish the goal. Remember, you're a riser now. It's unnecessary for you to continue suffering just because you were taken advantage of or mistreated by others, often by those closest to you. You have the power to decide to quit mentally reliving the past. Actually, more anguish is frequently caused by your mind continuously playing back an awful experience from the past than by the actual incident. You are no longer required to assume the victim's role. You are a survivor, and you can determine how you interpret negative experiences from your past. It's the key to your freedom. Unlike what some people think, you can be remorseful without punishing yourself for past transgressions. Make the adjustments and move on. I can attest to the liberating nature of forgiveness, having extended it to my abusive mother. You don't choose to be forgiving of others in order to excuse or justify their actions. You choose to be free through forgiveness. It's also important for you to accept responsibility for your own missteps. Since nobody is perfect, you don't have to serve a life sentence that you put upon yourself in order to make up for wrongs you did or poor decisions you made. Treat yourself with self-compassion. You can choose to see your past as quicksand or as a launching pad. It's up to you to make use of your experiences as a tool or allow them to be used against you. Moving forward, believing in a better future. You have the freedom to decide how much control you wish to have over your present life, regardless of what has happened in the past. Although it's impossible to undo the past, you can reframe it and decide how to respond to it. Belief is paramount in being able to do anything. Confidence in your abilities, conviction in your resolve to constantly move forward, and the faith that all your work will make your dreams a reality. Maintaining this belief is important, which is why you need to take pride in the victories along the way. Every disappointment that you overcame, each circumstance you seized, and the individuals that arrived along the way that you recognized were there to help you. All the success along the way helps you maintain the belief that the future is going to be better than your past because you are creating it every day. No matter how awful it was, your past does not indicate your future. The decisions and deeds you commit today will ultimately shape who you become in the future. Decide to take what you've learned from the past and use it in the present to live the life that was meant for you. As you determine to create your own future and become conscious about your mindset, you can alter the course of your life. Do you need help to be aware of your own mindset? Are you looking for support in overcoming your past? Do you want a strategy to help you create a balanced life? If so, please contact me at terrykozlowski.com and we can put together an action plan for you to be authentically you and to know that you are enough. Thanks for listening to Soul Solutions with Terry Kozlowski. If you'd like the show and want to learn more, check out terrykozlowski.com where you can find the links to everything we talked about in this episode. Please subscribe to the show so you'll never miss an episode as we overcome our fears and our limiting beliefs.